Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, it doesn't look like the camera's working. Ah, man. Oh, well. Guess we'll have to get that figured out. Maybe check it out. Stacy sent me. Stacy Galloway, you know, one of the moderators who's been busy for a long time. She sent me and my wife this like Christmas flowers and everything. It's pretty sweet. Look at that. You know? Pretty cool. So thanks, Stacy, out there. I texted her too, so. Oh, do you want to see something my wife gave me early? Look at this, watch. I don't know if you can see it. Let me do the full... Oh, wait. That's not going to work. Look at that. It's like a... It's blue. But see, like, it's kind of cool. It's like a 3D... You know, it's got it's not his whole body or anything, but... Look at that. You know, so Blue can just sit here right there. How cool is that, huh? There he is. Good old Blue, huh? Pretty sweet. Now I gotta figure out how to get this all back the way it was. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like a little... I saw an ad for something like that. It's pretty amazing. And we'll get another one. You know, that one where I'm going like that with his eyes outside. Yep. Love the 3D blue. Yeah, it's pretty neat little thing. You know, just kind of have it sitting there. I can look at him. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, you can look, even if you look down on it sideways. See that? Like from the top, there it is. His nose right there at the bottom. Oh, is it? Yeah, let me go fix it. Testing. Oh yeah, it's way down there. I bet you I'm not even on the right audio, whatever the hell you call it, driver. Let's see, where do they got me? No, I'm on the right one, but it's at 39%. So there you go, right there. Testing 1, 2, 3. There you go. See, when you use that StreamYard, it does its own little thing. So then it changes your settings on your computer. It's kind of weird. Yeah. Cool. Man, I was listening today. There's these, I don't know, man. I just got to tell you, that one Michelle After Dark, whatever the hell her name is, she is gone off the deep end. And she's brought lots of people with her. That's the scary part. I mean, she is, wow, that's all I can say. It's just disturbing stuff. I was listening to it. She actually said that the prosecution is who forced Mitch Westerman to put out the crime scene photos. I mean, what a ridiculous... What are you talking about? Wouldn't Baldwin and Rosie denied it? I mean, you're just man, it's lunacy. And then they were playing this interview that was on with Vinny on Court TV, and wow, this lady's on there just going, "Oh my God, it's so deep." Oh, she's like got tears in her eyes, and she's talking about like, this cover up and how this guy was killed, and he was an Odinist guard in the prison, and he killed one of the investigators, and it just went on and on. It was. I don't know what's going on, you guys. I don't know how anybody like that is allowed to, I understand why they're allowed, but to have people literally believe it. It's like believing the clown, Wow, Tim Bray, thank you so much for the Merry Christmas cat eye donation. Thank you. Maybe I can try to set that up again on here. What happens? Yeah, did you see that, Paulette? Yeah, she's like this fake like this PI pretending. You know what? I just think it's disgusting. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. And I actually felt sorry for the guy from what's the attorney's name that was there? Shit, I always forget his name. You probably know. Paulette. What was his name, the other guy that was with her? Yeah, Bob Mata. Yeah, like, you could tell, she kept saying, "Back me up, Bob," and one time he did, but he didn't really back up everything she said, and then the next time he didn't really say anything. Hey, the medical examiner's in my house alone. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's just really, it's scary, you guys. I hope when you listen to that stuff, you don't listen to it and think, wow, this is really interesting. Because it shouldn't be. If your brain's working correctly, it shouldn't be interesting. Hey, thanks, Kami, in honor of my sweet girl, Choopies. 319 to, I don't know what that means. 319, I don't know. Time for bed. We'll catch up tomorrow. Hey, good night. Elaine Talling. I know it's probably, over there it's what, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. Love all these donations. Keep them coming. Hey, that'd be great. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be awesome to get the sport on here. But anyways, what we're going to do tonight is... Oh, yeah, I have one thing to go over first. It's crazy. Somebody sent me an email about this. I think it's over in Spain. This Google Earth caught the killer putting like a body in a trunk or something. And then I went and found the same street view and was able to look around and, God, it's stupid. I hate this thing. It keeps moving around. You can see my 4.3 dark. Lauren would probably be appreciative of that. 4.3 dark. Remember when we made all those shirts? All the different light and dark levels? Yep.
Oh, okay, there it is. I guess that was Streamlabs OBS. Alright, we'll get that going again. You flyby. Everybody likes to do the flyby. I don't know if it really inspires anybody, but there you go. Okay, I think that's good. Kit Kat. I haven't seen Kit Kat in here in a long time. Not know where she is. I don't know. Wasn't it like 4 point something? I can't remember. Maybe it was 6. I don't know. Hey, look at that. Aga Gaga got me a coffee. Thank you. Who's here? Oh, Kit Kat's here? Oh, there you are. Hey, Kit Kat, what's going on? I thought somebody typed her name in, but I hadn't seen her forever. Have a good Christmas, Kit Kat. I just had one of those bars the other day. I like that name. I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right. Is it really Aga Gaga? Or is it just AG, you know? Yeah, I went out and found the document, the Valerie Mack document that has the information in it. So I think that'd be interesting. Then I think it'd be kind of cool to go back and, you know, maybe go over some of that PDF file from the ones from a long time ago that kind of went over the information in the Rex Heuermann case. I've kind of forgotten some of it. It was pretty amazing. All right, here we go. So this is the, it says 2 arrested after Google Maps provides clue in missing person case. Police in Spain have arrested 2 people in connection with a missing person case after a Google Maps vehicle took a picture of someone apparently loading a large object into the trunk of a car. A man and a woman have been detained in connection with the disappearance and death of a missing man, police said in a statement on Wednesday. A relative of the man reported him missing in November last year after receiving suspicious messages from his phone, police said. Although the pair previously spoke often, the man suddenly told his relatives in the messages that he had met a new partner, would be moving to a different part of the country. Somebody else typed it in. And was getting rid of his phone, according to his statement. The report sparked an investigation during which police discovered the Google Maps image, which they say show a vehicle used in connection with a crime. The image, which still appears on Google Maps, was taken in the streets of Tajueco, a small village in the province of Soria, in the Castle and Leon region in northern Spain in October. So it was just before he was reported missing. And that's because the people that were sending those texts weren't him. It shows a person leaning into a dark trunk of a red car containing a large object wrapped in light-colored clothes. Looks like a body to me. This was the first time that a Google Maps vehicle had visited Tajueco to update the imagery. Yeah, there is 0 other imagery. Isn't that wild? So the one time it goes there, and I gotta tell you, it's a really spooky, creepy town. Police also recovered a badly decomposed torso, which had not yet been formally identified. Let's see. On November 12th, police arrested the former girlfriend of the missing man, as well as another man who had previously been in a relationship with the woman. Of course, over there they don't ever give you the name of anybody. Alleging their involvement in the man's death and disappearance. Hey, thanks, Brian Meadows.
Always enjoy your rational analysis of cases.
Well, thank you. Police also recovered a badly decomposed torso, which has not yet been formally identified, but which police say could belong to the victim from a cemetery in a nearby village. I'm not sure what that means. What does that mean? The victim from a cemetery. So they put the body in the cemetery after they killed him, or what? I don't get it. But let me just go up to go to this street view. I found it in that town, the exact spot. Wasn't too hard. I mean, it took me like 20 minutes, but I think I have it. Yeah, weird. Well, I know how I can go right to it. I thought I had it in here, though. Weird. Yeah, it's weird how it just kind of disappeared for some reason. How's it shooting? Yeah. Alright, hold on. Pacheco. Castello. Here we go. So it's this really small little town. That made it easier for sure. And so there it is. I do have it on there. So where the hell is this? Oh man, I put it way up there. That's stupid. Let me grab that. Drag it way down. It's gonna take a minute. Got so many. Look at all those things that we've done on Google Earth, and that was just the lowest, like 10%. Is that crazy or what? I'm just moving it down to the bottom so I have it near where it's supposed to be. Alright, I'll put it right. When you do cut and paste, it freezes the program for like forever. Alright, there we go. And so after a while looking around, it turns out it was right there. A Google Maps image showing. Yeah, so it's like this. So if you look at that image right there, you see how that building in the back, right there in the road, curves to the left? That's kind of how I was able to see it. There it curves to the left, there's that building. Then you go down to the street view here, and there it is. I mean, that's kind of creepy. Looks like maybe legs and then a knee here, and then the rest of the body curled up over there. Doesn't it look like that? That's pretty wild. But by the way, what's weird about this town to you? I'm just asking. What's strange about it? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Yeah, exactly, Regina. It's like there isn't a soul in this town other than that guy that we just saw. I mean, it is absolutely incredible. You know, even looking at this, where's anybody out there at all? It's like a ghost town. Look, nothing. I'm not even sure there's a person in that one. It's just, it is. It's like the creepiest small. They could make a horror movie in this place. No doubt about it. So anyways, back to where the guy is here. See, now there's, from this angle, obviously the door's open there. But wouldn't you be able, yeah, so I guess you couldn't see him. He's right through there. And now you can't see. It sucks. And then you go like that, and then there's this one shot where the car's there, but it's shut. So there it is. The vehicle's sitting there. It's the same day and everything, but it must have been earlier in the... Well, it's October 2024, but the back isn't open. And you go up to here, however, and then there he is again. Doing something. How unfortunate for that guy. Hey, Lillian, thank you. And Nancy. And Aga Gaga getting the coffee. Merry Christmas, Gray, and family. Merry Christmas to you, too. Anyways, there isn't really more to add to this. It's just somehow law enforcement somehow were able to sort of find this image. And there this guy is. I mean, the odds of that are 1 in a billion. You see what I'm saying? Like, what are the odds that a Google Earth vehicle was driving by? You know, I doubt there's any surveillance cameras in this small little town. Pretty amazing small little town, though, isn't it? I mean, other than the fact that there's no people in it that you can see, like, at all. Maybe this is 6 in the morning or something. I don't know. But I remember last night I was just kind of going around for like 30 minutes. Didn't see a soul. I mean, not that it's live, but, you know, you'd think you'd see 3 or 4 people moving around. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was it. I just wanted to show you guys that. And then, now we're going to move on to the Rex Heuermann. But not wild, just that little tiny town, and just way over there in Spain. We'll find... Hey, thanks, Brian Meadows. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on in New York. Yeah, I think I must have Heuermann open. Yeah, if I turn it off, that's all gone. All that stuff is gone. Everything like right there is related to Heuermann. So some of it's in the same area as where Luigi Mangione, the nut job, was. See, if I turn off Long Island serial killer, look at all these right around where he was. Oh, look at that. Barnes was last seen right there, so close to where Luigi Mangione was moving around. Has nothing to do with it at all. It's just, you know, interesting, I guess. I think I'm gonna have a drink tonight, you guys. Had it sitting here, but there it is. Been a long week. Jim Beam and Coke. There you go. Christmas cheer. All right, let's go. All right, we're just going to go over the Valerie Mack document that I just found on Scribd. Came out, I think it was on the 17th. All right. All right. So here we go. On July 14th, 2023, defendant Rex Heuermann was charged by a grand jury with the following 6 counts: murder in the first degree, murder in the first degree, murder in the first degree, murder in the second degree. Yeah, and then it was murder in the second degree, murder in the second degree. On January 16, 2024, defendant Rex Heuermann was charged by a grand jury in a superseding indictment, Suffolk County Indictment 70126-24, which incorporated not only the above counts, but the additional charge of murder in the second degree. Anyways, I'm just going to skip down from all these and then go right here. So this is interesting because now I actually get to see the precise location of where they were found. We never actually had the exact spots. But it was kind of like over here. I think we're close, Let's see how close we were. Looks like I'm off a little bit on Valerie Mack. Thanks, Alley Cake.
Ocean wave, ocean wave, ocean
Going for a wave, going for a wave. Okay, here we go. On or about November 19th, 2000, 3 individuals whose identities are known to law enforcement were hunting with a dog in a wooded area. So we went over these in those articles just a couple days ago. Remember that? This is when Valerie Mack was found. Hello, Cindy J, and hello, Jessica Schubach, and hello, Paulette Leonard, and hello, Margaret Weeks, and hello, Georgina Stulaker, and Trial Junkies United. Man, the Facebook group Trials Junkies just doesn't let me in their group. I don't know. I got blocked from there about 10 years ago during the McStay case, and they never put me back in there. They were going with all these conspiracy theories. And let's see. This is going to be interesting. Yeah, it is going to be interesting. Hey, thanks, Plato, hopping on the Alley Cake Wave. And Michelle H. Oh, and by the way, Plato and some of the other mods, they sent a bunch of toys for the dogs. I was looking for my present, though, and I didn't get a goddamn... I'm just kidding. Anyways, we put them underneath the tree. So I guess we'll see what they are. I don't know what they are yet. Yeah. So anyways, thank you guys. That was very cool. Just hit the bong to join the ooh la la. Just hit the bong. Okay. All right. That wasn't my group, Trial Junkies United. We just started about 3. Oh, okay. Well, the Trial Junkies, they have their 2 pages. Are you other ex-Trial Junkie people or just... Anyways, thank you guys. Yeah, I had this whole saga because I have one of those. I bought one of those backup generator, electric generator. And when I got it, the LCD screen didn't work. Then and this thing weighs like 80 pounds, it seems like. And then I had to ship it back, and then we just finally got it again. But thank God the LCD worked again. But why can't they just send you something that works? You know what, you guys? Look out for this. When you buy something on Amazon, there's a really good likelihood that you're going to get something that was returned, and the jackass who shipped it just put it back in a box and shipped it again. Because I've had that, I'll put a 1 if you've had that happen to you, where you got an item that wasn't working, and it didn't seem to quite be packed the way it would be. I think you should almost always buy something like that. Some items you should just purely buy from the actual manufacturer. Because they're probably going to test it out, and you're going to get that. But if you get the one that...
Ocean wave, ocean wave.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Brian Meadows. Yeah, I think that's happened to me many times where I buy something, I get it, and it doesn't seem to work, and then you have to ship it back again, and they just keep hoping that somewhere down the line, somebody's just going to accept it. Not realizing Yeah, the weird part is it worked even without the LCD screen. But why can't I have it the way it's supposed to be? And then us getting it back. Computer cell. I don't know about the computers, but well, my company sells on there, and it's a mess with Amazon. And then, yeah, they get it back. But then what I'm saying is, when you guys get it back, you repackage it and then send it again to some other person, because that's what seems to happen often. You got a defective item that never makes it back to the system. In this case, it was kind of cool because I sent it back to the manufacturer, not Amazon, and then they replaced it. So, I mean, I think they were the ones that were selling it on Amazon. I don't know. I actually don't know. Yeah. So, anyways, here we go. The 2000 and 2011 discovery of human remains of Valerie Mack. Yeah, so they found her in 2000, and then I think they found her head in 2011. On or about November 19th, 2000, 3 individuals whose identities are known to law enforcement were hunting with a dog in a wooded area of Manorville, herein after Hunters. Thanks, M. Jordan Jardin. At approximately 10:50 a.m., while hunting at the above location together, the hunter's dog alerted the group to a black plastic bag, which was wrapped with duct tape. We're talking about Valerie Mack right now, and we went over Valerie Mack just the other day. Let me just see something. Yeah, Rex Heuermann. There it is. Yeah, so we just went over these documents the other day. Right here, look. So this is from November 2000, November 20th, 2000. A trio of hunters searching for game in a Manorville thicket yesterday instead of discover. And look, it even says right here at about 10:30 a.m. as they searched for pheasant in the wooded area, said Homicide Squad Commander Detective Lieutenant John Girish. The body, which was located about 200 feet off of Halsey Manor Road and near a utility right-of-way, so I should have gone 200 feet down, had been severed and placed in several large, dark-colored garbage bags. See, we went through all that a couple days ago, right? So that's the same stuff that you're hearing in this new document that came out, except now it says 10:50, not 10:30. So at approximately 10:50, while hunting at the above location together, the hunter's dog alerted the group to a black plastic bag which was wrapped with duct tape. Said the bag was located approximately 1 mile west of Halsey Manor Road and north of Mill Road. See, now it's not 200 feet. It's approximately 1 mile west. So let's just do that. Like, just knowing that piece of information. That's why I always want to have accurate information. So this is Halsey Manor Road. Now, if I was right here and I knew that, and then I took this and I went 1 mile, I'd probably go down here. This is the access road, not 200 feet. And I'd go down here like this, and let's see how far we're at. 0.94. Now that's 1 mile right there, okay? So let's now take this pin and place it right on where I had that, right there, okay? Now let's see later on if that's closer to what the reality was. I don't know. That looks better there. I don't know. Let's see. And then it says alerted to a group of black plastic bags which was wrapped. Said the bag was located approximately 1 mile west of Halsey Manor Road and north of Mill Road. See embedded map below. A denoted by the red placements under the numbers 006299949, which is the unique central complaint number assigned to the investigation. So let's see if we move this off to the side, maybe just shrink that a little bit. So they have it kind of over here. It's not a mile then. They have it, let's get back to that. Looks like right there. So it's closer for sure. They have it right in that area. Yeah, probably more like that. Yeah. Okay, so now I think we got it in the right spot. That look pretty good? Got the white, make it about the same. See the right there, but it's more right above that, but slightly to the left. So there you go. Okay. On or about July 26, 2003, Jessica Taylor's partial remains were found in an area just west of Halsey Manor Road. Miss Taylor had been decapitated and her arms had been severed from her body below her elbows. Miss Taylor's remains were located approximately a half mile from where Valerie Mack's body was recovered. Okay, so now we know where she was. Let's see how close we had that one. Oh yeah, that one's like almost, nailed that one. That's crazy, because that's the one we just kind of did the other day. Remember how I said, we go to the street view, we just kind of dialed this sucker in the other day, reading those newspaper articles, and here's this little road that went down there. And so then we just measured, and that was really close. So let's see, it looked like it was almost absolutely nailed it. Let me back it out. Maybe a little bit more, just slightly more to the left. So there's a little curve, and then it's like right there. I mean, well, there's this. They have a shadow. I think we're even looking at the same image on Google Earth, I believe. Yeah, because I see the shadow, so it's actually a little bit left of the shadow. That means it's right there. So I was off by, 30 feet, probably. Not bad, huh, guys? And then inside the said bag, this is the Valerie Mack bag, the hunters observed additional black plastic bags and ultimately a set of human remains. The hunters' discovery prompted them to call 911. Upon arrival, members of the Suffolk County Police Department observed the remains, the SCPD, observed the remains of a female later identified as Valerie Mack. Notably, the victim was decapitated. Moreover, both of her hands had been severed from her body above the wrists, and the victim's right leg had also been cut off from her body at the mid-calf. Miss Mack's torso, legs, arms were also bound with rope. During the initial investigation in Manorville in 2000, Miss Mack's head, hands, and right foot were not found at the scene, and their location remained unknown to law enforcement for approximately 11 years. Isn't that crazy? Then after, we all know that down here, because of Shannon Gilbert, they started looking for her and found all these bodies. And then during the search for the bodies, or not, after they found a body, they started finding more and more bodies in the search for Shannon Gilbert. They found Valerie Mack, her head, and I guess we'll find out the other elements that were in there right there. And there's a toddler right there, and there's just a whole bunch of other. Every single person that was found on this road right here is going to be related to Rex Heuermann. I've been saying that forever. People want there to be multiple serial killers, and it's just, come on. What are the odds of that? That there's these two guys going around. Just doesn't make any sense. So on April 4th, 2011, as part of the expanded search of the Gilgo Beach area, Valerie Mack's skull, hands, and right foot were discovered along Ocean Parkway, just east of Gilgo Beach, Suffolk County, New York. That's where it was. And then Miss Mack's remains were discovered less than 1.5 miles east from where Jessica Taylor's skull, hands, and forearm were discovered. See, that's what I was telling you guys the other day. It's like, really? So two different killers, they put their bodies were over here and over there. So you got Jessica Taylor and Valerie Mack right there. And then over here you have Valerie Mack is right there, and then Jessica Taylor is right there. So what he did was he put their headless, handless bodies in Manorville, and then put their heads and other items in a different location, not with the rest of their bodies. Hey, welcome, Mike Fitzpatrick. And yes, you guys, maybe we can get some new channel members in here tonight. We've got 0 other than Mike just now. New channel members, and if you want to help support the channel, that would be fantastic. Just trying to keep everything humming along here. I don't know what that means, NJ. That doesn't even make any sense. Let's see. Yeah. Miss Mack's remains were discovered less than 1.5 miles east from where Jessica Taylor's skull, hands, and forearms were discovered. See embedded image on the following page. Notably, each of the 5 previously discovered victims' remains on Gilgo Beach, as well as the skull, hands, and right foot of Miss Mack, were recovered on the same side of the road. And that means he was heading, let's see, at a similar depth of within 50 feet from the edge of the parkway. Yeah, so it's on the right-hand side. Yeah, so this, the driver was going this direction. And then threw the items over there. And it actually makes sense for Valerie Mack and Jessica Taylor. So that means you would just drive down however you get there. You know, I guess maybe even down to here, drive down like this. And I don't know if there's a bridge there or whatever there is. Maybe just up here. And just starts, you know, throwing their heads and arms and whatnot. I mean, the guy's a freaking nut job. I think I don't know why I drew it like that. Oh no, that was the county. I didn't draw that. They were recovered on the same side of the road and at a similar depth of within 50 feet from the edge of the parkway. The 5 prior victims discovered on Gilgo Beach included Maureen Brainerd Barnes, Melissa Bartholomew, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello, hereinafter Gilgo 4, as well as Jessica Taylor. Yeah, so there's 4 there. Maureen Brainerd Barnes, Melissa Bartholomew, Megan Waterman, Amber Costello, Jessica Taylor, and Valerie Mack. They're all right there. Looks like he left a lot of space for future victims. During the initial investigation, as Miss Mack's identity remained unknown to law enforcement, the victim had been referred to as Jane Doe number 6. However, utilizing DNA sample developed from Miss Mack's remains on or about May 28, 2020, local law enforcement working with genetic genealogists from the FBI as well as the Suffolk County Crime Laboratory and outside laboratories were able to determine the identity of Jane Doe number 6 was Valerie Mack using IgG. Pretty amazing stuff. Ah, man. So you guys, we've absolutely died down in here where it's going to be very difficult to reach the goal tonight given the slowdown. We always see this. It just starts off pretty good and it goes. So if you're out there and you have the ability to help the channel tonight, maybe do the coffees, super chats, you'll show up on the screen. Something, but we got to try to keep reaching the goal. Yesterday I had to do 2 shows and we barely got through the goal for the day. 5 hours of shows. So I don't know what happened or what's going on, but if we could please try to reach the goal tonight, that'd be fantastic. Thank you. Valerie Mack was born on June 2nd, 1976 in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Her birth name was Valerie Lynn Fulton. At an early age, Miss Mack was placed in foster care and shuffled between several foster homes until she was ultimately adopted by the Mack family. In 1994, at the age of 17, Miss Mack gave birth to a son and began living with her son's father in Wildwood, New Jersey. Shortly thereafter, she began frequently traveling to and from Wildwood, New Jersey to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In 1996, Valerie had her first contact with Pennsylvania law enforcement, resulting in the first of several prostitution-related arrests by the Philadelphia Police Department. Miss Mack's final arrest came on or about June 25, 2000. Based on the foregoing and the investigation to date, between 1996 and 2000, Miss Mack is believed to have been working as a sex worker, primarily in Philadelphia and Atlantic City, New Jersey. Thanks, Tim Bray, again.
Chewbacca?
See, Tim Bray is over 50% of everything. So, Ocean Wave Fund. There we go. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it. So she was working in between 96 and 2000. She was a sex worker in Philadelphia and Atlantic City, I mean. While she did advertise online primarily under the alias Melissa Taylor, Miss Mack was also known to streetwalk, i.e. wander the streets looking for sex work. Shortly after the discovery of her remains in Manorville, Miss Mack's body was examined by forensic pathologists with the Suffolk County Medical Examiner's Office. Hey, look at that Employee of the Month. All right. Hey, we just hit 50%. Not bad, I guess. Mack's death would have occurred more specific. Let's see, where were we? Now, she would walk the streets looking for sex as well. So she didn't just advertise, she would walk up and down. Shortly after the discovery of her remains in Manorville, Miss Mack's body was examined by forensic pathologists with the Suffolk County medical examiner's office. This is back in 2000. As well as forensic anthropologists who were able to determine the victim had been deceased for approximately 2 to 8 weeks. 2 to 8? That's a pretty wide range. Recently, the Suffolk County Medical Examiner's Office conducted an independent review of these findings and determined that Miss Mack's death would have occurred more specifically on or about and between September 1st, 2000 to November 19th, 2000. At the time of her death, Miss Mack would have been 24 years old. The examination of the remains of Valerie Mack. In addition to the aforementioned decapitation and dismemberment of Miss Mack's head and hands, respectively, the medical examiner's office was able to determine that Miss Mack's lower right leg had been amputated at the mid-calf. Jeez. It's kind of a weird place. Maybe she had a tattoo there. Moreover, the examination revealed injuries to the victim's left mid and lateral breasts in the form of 2 continuous ragged defects. Maybe there was tattoos there too, which were likely the result of post-mortem mutilation of the victim's breasts with sharp object. Miss Mack's remains were also examined by forensic scientists with the SCCL. During the examination of Miss Mack's body, several human hairs were recovered, one of which was found in the vicinity of the decedent's left wrist, and hereinafter female hair on Mack. A subsequent examination of the female hair on Mack led to the determination that it was human head hair with Caucasian characteristics. However, it was based on the DNA testing capabilities at the SCCL unsuitable for further DNA testing at the time. On or about March 29, 2024, the Gilgo Homicide Task Force brought a cutting of the female hair on Mack to an outside forensic laboratory, previously referred to in Exhibit A as Forensic Laboratory Number 2, which, hey, Alley Cake, thanks for the buy me a coffee. So there was female hair on Mack to an outside forensic laboratory, Exhibit A as Forensic Laboratory Number 2, which specializes in forensic mitochondrial analysis. On or about October 14th, 2024, Forensic Laboratory Number 2, man, that's pretty recent, issued a report concluding that the partial mitochondrial DNA profile developed from the female hair on Mack and the known mitochondrial DNA profiles of Asa Ellerep and Victoria Heuermann share a common base at all locations, specifically at a rate that would, as per the EMPOP database, exclude 99.65% of the North American population. Wow, so you're saying there's still, 200,000 people that could have had that. I'm not sure what, let's see, so 10% of our population would be 3 million. Right? So half of that would be, all right, 35 million, then 17, so about 10 million people could have that.
God only knows how many victims this dude has.
Yeah, I think there's dozens, in my opinion. I think there's way more. He was caught late in the game. He was still doing all the same stuff he was doing. Who knows, man? I would actually look into every single missing person sex worker. Okay, so we're down here. 99 the hair that they found would exclude 99.65% of the North American population. Now that's North American population, so maybe it's a lot larger number than that. While 99.65% of the North American population can be excluded as the contributor of the female hair on Mack, defendant Heuermann's wife and daughter, who share a mitochondrial DNA profile, cannot be excluded as the contributor of the said hair recovered from the remains of Valerie Mack. On or about October 29, 2024, the Gilgo Homicide Task Force sent a cutting of the female hair on Mack to an outside independent laboratory, previously referred to in Exhibit A as Forensic Laboratory Number 1, which applies DNA techniques and direct genome sequencing in difficult-to-solve forensic casework and the identification of human remains. On or about November 26, 2024, let's see, this might be kind of interesting, I guess. EMPOP is shorthand for European DNA Profile Group, Mitochondrial DNA Population Database, which is a web-based collection of human mitochondrial sequence data. I'm sure Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick's very familiar with this. From various populations worldwide. The North American database includes 12,386 sequences of North American forensic significance. Hey, thanks, Lisa Valenzuela. Since humans inherit their mitochondrial DNA solely from their mothers, a mother and her children, example Asa Ellerup and Victoria Heuermann, respectively, would share the same mitochondrial DNA profile. As set forth below, Forensic Laboratory Number 1, nuclear DNA comparison, provides clarity as to who within Asa Ellerup and Victoria Heuermann's mitochondrial profile is the contributor of the female hair on Valerie Mack. So Forensic Laboratory Number 1 issued a report indicating it had developed a nuclear DNA profile for the female hair on Mack. Forensic Laboratory Number 1 was then able to conduct a one-to-one autosomal nuclear DNA comparison between said profile developed from the female hair on Mack to Victoria Heuermann SNP genotype file developed from her buccal swab, which resulted in the conclusion that the DNA profile generated from the female hair on Mack, look at that number, you guys, it's so ludicrous, 1.31 times 10 to the 356 power. So we don't even have numbers like that we use, you know. That's insane. That's like every single planet in the universe, if it had humans on it, you might find 1.31. That's ridiculous. More likely to have come from a person genetically identical to Victoria Heuermann's SNP genotype file than from an unrelated individual. Based on the foregoing, it is significant that two forensic laboratories have now independently determined that the aforementioned hair, which was inside the sealed black garbage bags containing Miss Mack's remains, specifically near the victim's dismembered left wrist, is substantially more likely to have derived from a person genetically identical to Victoria Heuermann's DNA profile, therefore linking evidence from yet another crime scene to a defendant through his immediate family. Wow, so let's see. Yeah, so that's Victoria Heuermann. I'm not sure if they went, that's from two different, the bag at the, I think it's just the one from Manorville. What do you guys think? I think it's just the one from Manorville. I don't know. I can't tell. I wasn't sure if they switched over to the bag on Gilgo Beach. But anyways, it just says, based on foregoing, it is significant that two forensic laboratories, okay, I see. So the one that got 99.67 and this other one have now independently determined that the aforementioned hair, which was inside the sealed black garbage bags contained Miss Mack's remains, specifically near the victim's dismembered left wrist, is substantially more likely to have derived from a person genetically identical to Victoria Heuermann's DNA profile, thereby linking evidence from yet another crime scene to the defendant through his immediate family. Notably, at the time of Miss Mack's disappearance and murder, defendant Heuermann's daughter would have been between 3 and 4 years old. The chart of the following page summarizes the results from forensic laboratory number 1 and number 2, which individually have been able to determine that hairs recovered on now 6 of the 7 charged victims are forensically tied to defendant Heuermann, members of his immediate family, or individuals with whom Heuermann resided. Yeah, remember, 'cause I think one of them was a ex-wife or a girlfriend or something like that. Man, I guess it just shows you women's hair get all over everything, you guys. That's why you guys have to wear those damn fishnets when you're working in a deli. I mean, my God, I go home and you start eating a little bag of ribs or something, and you start mowing down, and there's this hair dangling around in your mouth, and you're just wondering, whose hair is that? It'd be cool if you could just put the hair in a machine and it would tell you. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to start dancing a jig tonight? Is that what you're telling me? Oh, thanks, Danita, on PayPal there. We got a couple Buy Me a Coffees. Oh, yeah, women's hair. If you have long hair, it gets all over the place. Unless it's the Delphi case. Then it's a mystery how a hair could possibly have ended up in Abigail's hands. I mean, wow. It's so amazing. It had to have been a fight that she had with oh, these people. I know, because I can't dance a jig, you know. But we're currently just a little bit over 50%, so we were doing so well. I was thinking, okay, tonight's one of those nights we might actually reach there, but you know, it is what it is. I had hope, though. I had hope. Yeah. Whatever the hell he does, I don't know what he does. I think it's hilarious. It was funny when these NFL players were doing that dance. Come on, that's crazy, isn't it? That shows you that he has appeal even to other people. You know, people that people might not think would have liked him. Yeah. Gray, I came here for this, not politics, you bastard. Well, I wasn't talking about politics. I was just, somebody asked me to dance, and then they told me to do the Trump dance, and I couldn't really do the... Where, Linda? Oh, the ones from earlier? Yeah. Hey, thank you, PayPal supporters and coffee. I saw that George Strait did the dance. Yeah. All right. Anyways, let's get back to this. The chart on the following page summarizes the results. So I guess this is kind of interesting here. It says, okay, the victim designation in... Hey, look at that. It's Herbert Landscaping coming through. And it's also Herbert Landscaping in upstate New York for all your landscaping needs. Should I be on a commercial? Maybe I should do it like this. Let's do it. Hold on a second. Herbert Landscaping in upstate New York for all your landscaping needs. There you go. Yeah. No, I just went like this. I don't even know what he's doing. I don't even know what he's doing. Oh, yeah. Hey, does anybody ever call you up, Herbert Landscaping? From your, like, just randomly? Because of the show? I mean, I'm just curious. I doubt it. I mean, it seems like... Hey, look at that. Herbert Landscaping just gifted a membership to Shunda AQT. So they've had this same similar chart in other cases. So look at that. You got Sandra Castilla, Castilla, I guess, and then Valerie Mack. These are even more. Look at this. I wonder how you get different numbers like that, though. It must have been a better sequence or something. They should. You'd think that they'd all be, if it's the same hair, wouldn't it be identical? You know, that's the part that's like, what does that mean? Like if you, let's say you found Victoria's hair twice, shouldn't it be exactly the same number each time? Yeah, so look at, you got Rex Heuermann, his hair, and then this is Victoria Heuermann, and then you have, 10 to the 356. Then Victoria is here, and then this time it's only 10 to the 48th power. And then this one is 10 to the 63rd. So what made the hair, it's the same hair person, right? So it should be, I don't know. I guess I don't know how they, maybe it was not a partial sequence. Now, that would be a good question for Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick. Maybe we'll have to ask her that. Or maybe it's also related to the victim, too. Oh, yeah? Let's see, what do we got here? Somebody said... Oh, you're in Oregon? Hey, look at that. Bren's in Oregon. What part of Oregon do you live in? That's where I am. Unfortunately. I mean, I do like the state, for sure, but not the political environment. It's terrible. Oh, Southern Oregon? Yeah, I went to Klamath Falls. We actually did a case there. I went to Klamath Falls. I asked them if I could... they have some DNA cases, and so we went there. I went and met with the sheriff and other people there, detectives, and then we decided to do this one case, and they had a cigarette butt. It was so interesting. There was this guy, a body that was found in I think it was in a trunk of a vehicle, and the girlfriend he was with moved to California, but something like that. I don't remember the exact details, but they got the cigarette butt, and they identified the person that was there. Here's what's crazy. He died one night. There was something over at his house, and then the person that was smoking the cigarette butt was a convict that but without knowing that the cigarette was related to the person, because it was before, they had chased him, and then he went into the woods, and they couldn't find him, and then they found his body, like, way later. He died in the woods somewhere. Really crazy stuff. Yeah, so it's like, it didn't help the case, because he was in prison during the time of he was in jail during the time of the homicide, but it still turned out to be a convict. So it kind of shows you that maybe they were hanging around some not so good people. Hey, you know what? We gave it a shot. That one cost a couple bucks. Yeah, because that's a little bit harder when you're testing. Yeah, sending a cigarette butt in. Not even sure what that means. All right, digital evidence as it relates to the disappearance and murder of Valerie Mack. As detailed in Exhibit A, following his arrest, numerous search warrants were executed at Rex Heuermann's residence, which culminated in, inter alia, the seizure of over 350 electronic devices. Wow. In the months subsequent to Heuermann's arrest, the Gilgo Homicide Task Force has attempted to extract and analyze data from each of these devices. As previously detailed, an analysis of these devices has revealed Heuermann's significant collection of violent bondage and torture, pornography, and currently dating back to 1994. I thought Herbert Lansky didn't. We've only got 2 new members, but one of them bought a membership. Remember that earlier in the show? Or not, we only have 1 listed. So why is that? That doesn't seem impossible. Because didn't we get at the beginning of the show? Yeah, Mike Fitzpatrick became an Oogla Boogla freak. So it only says there's 1, but I know that Herbert Landscaping just got one. But we've only got 1, so if you guys are out there, let's get some new memberships. I'd like to get to the goal so I can go donate 5 memberships myself. Moreover, in the months leading up to Miss Mack's disappearance and murder, the task force uncovered pornographic images accessed by Heuermann. So leading up to Mack's disappearance, which included breast mutilation and the tying up of women with rope, which largely coincide with A, the injuries inflicted on Miss Mack's breasts, and B, how the rope ligatures were utilized on Valerie Mack. More specifically, during the month of September of 2000, investigators observed a large uptick in downloads of pornographic images depicting bondage, discipline, sadism, and masochism, BDSM. I don't know if we're going to get to the starting from the beginning, but at least we got Valerie Mack in here. We're on page 11. There's 25. We'll see how it goes. And there's Tim Bray again. Thanks, Tim Bray. Now we're currently 93 away from the goal. This guy that's crazy. These pornographic downloads were discovered on a compact disc located in Heuermann's home office. Specifically relevant to the Mack investigation is on May 23rd, 2020. Thanks, Bren. And July 30th, 2020. Rex A. Heuermann's home IP address was used to access Gilgo News. That's that website that law enforcement created. The website previously maintained by the Suffolk County Police Department to disseminate information regarding the Gilgo Beach investigation. Right. That's where, before he was arrested, they put information like the belt was on there. And then, notably, on May 23rd, 2020, at approximately 11:30 p.m., at the time Rex Heuermann's home IP address visited gilgonews.com, the webpage highlighted the upcoming identification of Manorville Jane Doe, who would 5 days later be identified as Valerie Mack. Let's see. So May 23rd, approximately 11:30. So 5 days after that. That's crazy. At the time Rex Heuermann's home IP address visited Gilgo News, the webpage highlighted upcoming identification of Manorville Jane Doe, who would 5 days later be identified as Valerie Mack. On July 30th, 2020, at approximately 10:50 p.m., Heuermann's home IP address once again visited the Mac-specific portions of the GilgoNews.com website. Wow, that's not there anymore. It's some kind of weird advertisement. Jeez. Alright, so on July 30th, 2020, at approximately 10:50 p.m., Heuermann's home IP address once again visited the Mac. That's ironic, right? Because 10:50 a.m. is when her body was originally found. Visited the Mac-specific portion of the GilgoNews.com website for information pertaining to the investigation. As previously noted, in March of 2024, the Gilgo Homicide Task Force extracted a Microsoft Word document entitled HK 2002-04 from Heuermann's laptop computer. As set forth in further detail in Exhibit A, specifically the June 6, 2024 bail application, the task force members believe the Microsoft Word document to be a planning document utilized by Heuermann to methodically blueprint and plan out his kills, hereinafter referred to as HK planning document. I mean, this guy, he's like a legit, he's going to be written about serial killer types. The Gilgo Homicide Task Force subsequently hired a digital, and he's one of the scarier types because he's not dumb. And he plotted and planned all this stuff out for years. The Gilgo Homicide Task Force subsequently hired a digital forensic expert who was to determine that while this iteration of the HK planning document appeared to have been created and modified between 2001 and 2002, the original document appears to have been created in the year 2000, which notably coincides with the year Valerie Mack was murdered. In addition to the document's creation in the same year that Valerie Mack was murdered, the HK planning document substantively related to Mack investigation in other respects. First, the HK planning document begins with a 4-category section with the underlying heading of problems, supplies, DS, and TRG. So the problems, DNA. So he wrote all these things down. These are problems. DNA, tire marks, blood stains, fingerprints, MO, plastic bag. So he used those as his MO. Cat litter, witness, trace source of supplies, foot shoe prints, photos, misleaders, police stop, truck stop, fingerprints, and gloves, so the inside of the glove fingerprints. Plastic bags match to box, hair and fiber. And then supplies, booties, lye and acid, police scanner, rope cord, saw, cutting tools for cutting off the hands and arms. Oh, jeez. That's crazy. Hairnets, photo film, burn can, foam drain cleaner, body wash wipes, tarps, drop cloths, medical gloves, bags, tape, large electric clips, ratchet cargo strap, and DS. Let's see. What do you think DS stands for? I think we knew that before. Did they say that up here? Problems, supplies, DS, and like target's probably this one. Dumpsite. Oh, that's right. That's Dumpsite. Oh yeah, Lillian just typed it in. Yeah. That's where her body was. Yeah, dump site and then dumpster site and then next. It says it right there, I guess. Next time and then dumpster location. And target, Megan. Maybe that was going to be Megan Waterman? I don't know. Small is good. And then something unknown black. Target unknown black person. What do you say? Based on the Gilgo Homicide Task Force training and experience, it is believed that the DS heading C red box above appears to be an acronym for Dumpsite, which is, well, there you go, which is corroborated by inter alia, the discovery of Valerie Mack at 2 separate dump sites. One of those locations being the victim of Mill Road, which is listed as DS-1 Mill Road in the above Word document. On April 4th, 2011, Miss Mack's skeletonized skull, hands, and right foot were recovered near Ocean Parkway, i.e. a second dump site. As detailed previously, TRG appears to reference to target or victim. See blue boxes above. It is important to note that at the time of Miss Mack's disappearance and murder, she was approximately 5 feet tall and weighed less than 110 pounds, fitting the small is good note in the HK planning document regarding the type of victims targeted by the defendant. Based on Gilgo Homicide Task Force training and experience, the members believe supplies to be a reference to what supplies are needed to carry out the serial murders. One of the listed supplies is foam drain cleaner. See orange box above. Notably, a review of Heuermann's Nextel cellular phone records revealed that on October 3rd, 2000, Heuermann appears to make 2 outgoing calls to a plumbing company based in Lynbrook, whose identity is known to law enforcement. Furthermore, in mid-November 2000, Heuermann paid $265 to yet another plumbing company to check his main line drain. The supplies section also includes notes to utilize rope cord and bags and tape, each of which were recovered from the remains of the victim. During the course of the investigation, well before the identification of Rex A. Heuermann as a suspect in the murders of Valerie Mack and Jessica Taylor, a forensic scientist with SCCL compared the garbage bags containing 2011 remains of Valerie Mack to the garbage bag. Oh, that was clever. To the garbage bags containing the 2011 remains of Jessica Taylor. At the conclusion of this examination, you could also test because the bag, the 2000 Valerie Mack's bag in Manorville should match the bags in 2011 when her remains were found. Unless that was the one where they switched over to burlap. I don't know. I think he might have wanted to go to burlap so that the... it's like when he put the bodies in plastic bags, he wanted those bodies to maybe be found someday. When he put the ones in the burlap, I think he wanted them to, just kind of degrade, decompose into the soil or whatever over time. But hey guys, this is tonight's like one of the normal nights out here, so if you have the ability to help support the channel, I would appreciate it. We're getting, we're in the last 9 days of the month, or 10 days of the month here. I got a goal that I'm trying to reach, so that I want to get to 50,000 that the channel's given away this year, but the only way it happens is if you guys are all helping the channel out on a nightly basis. I know it's Christmas time, so it's harder, but I still got to try, If you have the ability to, that would be awesome. Thank you. I think my channel's giving away $225,000 to various true crime related charities. Every nickel was proven on the screen as well. So when people go, how do we know, Gray? Well, I've shown every single one. And every single person that watches the show would tell you that. It's never a question. The only ones it's hard to do are the ones where I send to identifinders, but I still show you that I sent it, and then I show you the spreadsheet when they send me the spreadsheet. Because I just send checks to identifinders, or it's actually Intermountain Forensics, on behalf of identifinders, because they were taking 6% prior, and we'd given them like $20,000 at that point, and then it was like, wait a minute, that's $1,200, you know. So now we just do a check, and then there's nothing taken out. So, anyways, if you can help support the channel, that'd be great. We got the Buy Me a Coffee up there. We've got the yeah, I mean, I'll show you the number if you want to see it. See right here, we've given $225,500 out of the income because of the generosity of the freaks and ad revenue, etc. that comes in. But this year we're at 46. Last year we did 57 and then 62 the year before, but we're not going to be able to get to, I don't even think we're going to get to 50, but it should be our third best. It's already our third best year. Because down here it was 22,000, then 42, then 62, then 57, then 46. So there you go. All right. Hopefully that inspires somebody to help support the channel. Don't know. Anyways, the supplies section also includes notes to utilize, rope, cord, and bags, tape, each of which were recovered with the remains of the victim. During the course of the investigation, well before the identification of Rex Heuermann as a suspect in the murders of Valerie Mack and Jessica Taylor, a forensic scientist with SCCL compared the garbage bags containing the 2011 remains of Valerie Mack to the garbage bags containing the 2011 remains of Jessica Taylor. At the conclusion of this examination, the SCCL was able to determine noticeable similarities in the bags based on inter alia material, color, seal location, knots, perforation, size, and type of closure, thereby connecting the Mack and Taylor cases not only by location, Manorville and Gilgo Beach. I mean, that's enough, man. I mean, the odds are 1 in a million. Victimology, petite, sex workers, and modus operandi, decapitation, dismemberment, and dump of identifiable body parts, e.g. skull and hands near Gilgo Beach, while the other portions of the victims were dumped in Manorville, but also via supplies, i.e. similar garbage bags utilized in both crimes. Similarly, well before the identification, Rex Heuermann as a suspect in the murders of Valerie Mack and Jessica Taylor, a forensic anthropologist with the New York City Office of Chief Medical Examiner Office noted similarities in the type of cutting instrument used to dismember both victims. I don't know what that means. Who's talking about race in here? I don't get it. I don't know. Is anybody even here? Like, Teresa said wow about 10 minutes ago, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 comments since. Maybe I don't have it on. Maybe if I put it on live chat, it's still about the same. And it doesn't seem like anybody hears me when I do my pitch. You know, it's like, well, there's M. Jordan Jardin. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, so similarly, well before identification of Rex Heuermann as a suspect in the murders of Valerie Mack and Jessica Taylor, A forensic anthropologist with the New York City Office of Chief Medical Examiner noted similarities in the type of cutting instrument used to dismember both victims. Specifically, the forensic anthropologist analyzed the cut bones of both victims, which led to the conclusion that a hand-powered saw with similar blade width were utilized in the dismemberment of both Jessica Taylor and Valerie Mack. This is significant in that it is yet another link not only between the two victims, but also to the HK planning document naming a similar supply, i.e. saw cutting tools, used in both crimes. As noted above, the HK planning document contains a body prep section reproduced on the following page with a note to remove head and hands, which clearly relates to the condition of Valerie Mack's remains. Additionally, Valerie Mack was indeed packaged for transport. Hey, thanks, BGPO. Merry Christmas. Oh, Merry Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas to you, too. Let's see. As noted above, the HK planning document contains body prep section with a note to remove head and hands, which clearly relates to the condition of Valerie Mack and Jessica Taylor, actually. Additionally, Valerie Mack was indeed packaged for transport, as this section indicates to do, further increasing the significance of this document's presence on Heuermann's laptop computer. Oh yeah, you did it? Well, cool, Mike. It's kind of nerve-wracking because everybody wants to go, okay, C, a D. And a lot of times they throw out a letter that isn't even the right letter because it's always going to be the same letter in the alphabet because you've already locked it in. To if they do the math correctly, you've already got them in as a 4. And if they start saying, okay, and you can see them counting too long doing the alphabet, you just go, oh, Jesus, here we go. Now, the 4 garbage bags recovered in 2011 sites of Jessica Taylor and Valerie Mack, 2 for each victim. There was 2. Oh, wow. So he threw 2 bags out for Valerie Mack. 3 of the 4 bags were 40 by 32. Only the outer plastic bag containing Jessica Taylor's remains was 48 by 32. Despite this difference, the outer plastic bag were similar. The other 3 40-inch by 32 garbage bag with respect to material, color, knot perforations, seal location, and type of closure. Hey, thanks, Georgina Stoliker. Just gifted a membership to Daycare Mama. Body prep. Wash body inside and all cavities. Remove trace evidence, fingerprints, hair. Remove trace. You didn't do that. Remove trace DNA. Remove ID marks, tattoo marks. Remove mark from remove marks from torture. So, like if you tortured her, let's just whatever, you did something, then you cut it out so that they can't see that you did that. Remove head and hands. And then package for transport. Jesus. Look at this guy, man. And he actually writes this stuff down. Finally, body prep section above includes a note to remove ID marks. Recently, the Gilgo Homicide Task Force interviewed several witnesses who confirmed Valerie Mack had a tattoo on her foot and ankle, which depicted her son's name. The examination of the victim's body in 2000 revealed no tattoos on the victim's left foot ankle. You know what I'm wondering? When he said one of the victims you wanted to be a black person. So maybe that's what the baby and the maybe one of the other Jane Does some out there is actually they're African American, and that's why they're hard to identify. I think we talked about that the other day, right? Wasn't one of it like partially? That's right. They were looking in some other state. Not too bad, but I don't know about Let's Go Ducks. Jesus. Yeah, those ducks just bailed on the Pac-12 and destroyed, the conference for all of them just left like a house of cards. But, it would be cool if they won. Maybe they'll be in the national championship. Who knows? Do I know you? Yeah, I say it every time. Peaches is the one you were talking. Oh yeah, Peaches. That's right. But I'm wondering if maybe, well, hell, wouldn't that be weird if this little kid is Peach's child? Wouldn't that be weird? Because that's an unknown person still. So maybe the baby is Peach's baby. Oh, they already linked. Okay. I think that's right. Okay, I get it. That's right. The baby was related to Pete. Well, it just popped into my head again, but I remember we were talking about that. Now that you bring it up, I'm looking at Regina going, yeah, maybe we did talk about that. Where's the Under Armour visor? I've not had the hat on many times. Lately, anyways. I don't know why people ask that so much. Who cares? Jesus. Man, you're a duck. You don't have to be a troll too, man. Jesus. It's like... Yeah, I guess it was. I guess that's what we were talking about the other day with Valerie Mack, right? Right. I think that's the one that needs to be ID'd. I think they should let identifiers do it. They actually have a woman in there that's an expert on African American. But yeah, I wonder if that not Valerie Mack, but Peaches, maybe is perhaps the target black person he was looking for. Yeah, it is Peach. I remember now. It just kind of popped in my head again randomly, but yeah, now I remember us talking about that. But yeah, we're currently about 83 short still, you guys, of the making a goal. So can we get that done tonight on a Saturday night with 300 people? Should be pretty easy. Finally, the body prep section above includes a note to remove ID marks. Okay, where are we at here? The examination of the victim's body is in 2000 revealed no tattoos on the victim's left foot and ankle. Accordingly, the Gilgo Homicide Task Force members believe Miss Mack's tattoo of her son's name was on her right foot. That inference is corroborated not only by the foregoing examination and witness statements, but also by the notations of Heuermann's laptop computer, specifically the HK planning documents, which call for removal of any ID marks. I don't know if that makes... That's what's interesting about that. Yeah. I think I think it's crazy, though, that he killed a kid. I mean, that makes it even worse. Just a psycho, you know. Specifically, the HK planning document, which call for the removal of any ID marks, including tattoos, prior to packaging the body for transportation. Furthermore, Rex Heuermann is charged with the murder of Jessica Taylor, whereupon the people allege the defendant engaged in similar post-mortem behavior in the form of sharp force mutilation to Miss Taylor's tattoos so as to prevent and obfuscate her identification via tattoo. Based on the foregoing, the Gilgo Homicide Task Force members believe the defendant amputated Miss Mack's lower right leg at the mid-calf to inhibit and or delay the identification. That's what I said earlier, didn't I? Because it was weird that it was cut in the middle of the calf. I don't know, Regina. Just, I guess, yeah, if you had the baby with the body, maybe they would go. Because I think it was, the baby was near another body. It was like Jessica Taylor, wasn't it? No, the toddler and Valerie Mack. So he was probably trying to make it seem like Valerie Mack and the toddler were related, but they weren't. And then it was way over here is where Peaches was found, kind of somewhere in there. Something like that. Thanks, Alley Cake. Going for a wave, everybody. Alley Cake is going for a wave. Yeah, I just said that. Anyways. Hey, thanks, Meg's Lost Password. What are your thoughts on why people believe Koberger and Allen are innocent? Because they're idiots.
What are your thoughts on why people believe Koberger and Allen are innocent but Heuermann is guilty?
Yeah, I guess that's a good question. Like, what makes it different? I think what it is in those cases is, like in Rex Heuermann is just toast, right? He is absolutely, there's like no out, and he looks shitty, He looks like a ogre monster. But, you got Koberger where, there's this information that they want to spin it to look a certain way. So I don't really know why, though. Like, what cases... I don't know, man. It's weird. I mean, they're doing that with that idiot Luigi Mangione, right? And I'm not sure why they're doing it for Richard Allen. It's just sort of like... It just sort of... These people in a community start throwing out conspiracy stuff, and then there's a segment of idiots on YouTube who believe every one of those. Every single one. And I think that's kind of where it comes from. All right, well, we got a wave going. We're still trying to get there. All right, we're currently now 70 short. Not too bad, not too bad. Herbert Landscaping. Yeah. Oh. Alright, so he cut off her lower leg, her lower right leg at mid-calf, because it seemed weird, right? And they did that to, he did it to remove the identification mark. In July of physical evidence recovered via search warrant from Rex Heuermann's home and office. In July 2023, law enforcement executed a search warrant on inter alia Rex A. Heuermann's home and Manhattan office on or about July 15, 2023, while executing the court-authorized search warrant in Manhattan. Agents of the Gilgo Homicide Task Force observed a magazine in Rex Heuermann's personal office, specifically a People's Magazine, which had been issued on November 7, 2016. The magazine, entitled Bodies on the Beach, Hunt for the Long Island Serial Killer. Who is the cold case murderer killing women and dumping their bodies on New York Beach? Was recovered from a cardboard box directly in front of Rex A. Heuermann's work desk. And there it is. That's sitting on something they cropped out. Hunt for the Long Island serial killer. He's like, wow, I did all those. Additionally, on or about July 16, 2023, while executing a search warrant, agents of the Gilgo Homicide Task Force observed another magazine, this time located in the basement vault of Rex Heuermann's residence. The New York Magazine, which had been issued on June 6, 2011, featured a cover story regarding a serial killer on Long Island. See embedded images below. Shannon, Megan, Maureen, Shannon Gilbert, although they say that Shannon wasn't one of his victims. Megan, I think it's Maureen Baynard Barnes, Megan Waterman, Amber Costello, and Melissa Bartholomew. Wow, I got a pretty good memory. Thank you. And so here it is right there. Between May 20th and 25th, 2024, law enforcement executed a second search warrant on the defendant's Massapequa Park residence, notably on May 21st, 2024. Agents of the Gilgo Homicide Task Force seized newspapers from Rex Heuermann's primary bedroom, which included a New York Post newspaper that had been issued on July 29th. I mean, didn't his wife look at those and go, why do you have these? And that was 2023. Said newspaper included an article entitled Serial Killer Eyed in Long Island Sleigh. That's probably the, I think that's probably regarding Jessica Taylor. Yeah, that was 2000 Valerie Mack was found, but then 2003 Jessica Taylor is found. Now they're probably wondering. Said newspaper included an article entitled Serial Killer Eyed in Long Island Sleigh, which contained details surrounding the disappearance and murders of Valerie Mack. There you go. See? Look at that. And Jessica Taylor. And here is the... See, the map there isn't even right because it's way over there. Finally, on May 21st, 2024, agents of the Gilgo Homicide Task Force also seized newspapers from the basement of Heuermann's residence, which included a Newsday publication issued on November 22nd, 1993. Said newspaper included an article entitled Body Discovered in Woods, which specifically referenced the homicide investigation of Sandra Castilla, whose partially clothed body was discovered in a wooded area. That's right, there's a Castilla and a Castilla. Whose partially clothed body was discovered in a wooded area of North Sea, Southampton, on Saturday, November 20th, 1993. I probably even have that article. And her body was found like over here. So there you got these two Manorville bodies. There's even a male they found here, but I don't know if he's connected. But way before that, they had Sandra Castilla. But I think her case actually is what led to him. She was easily identified, I think by, I can't remember if it was tattoos and fingerprints. Easily identified, and that's what sort of led to the change where then Valerie Mack, and I guarantee you that there are murders between 93 and 2000, and I think there's a bunch of murders between 2011 and 2024 or 2023 when he was arrested. There's another case out there that has cherry tattoos on it. I've seen it. The Gilgo Homicide Task Force members believe these newspapers and magazines were store-bought as they lack any indication of postmarks or subscription tags. Based on the totality of the investigation, the task force believes Rex Heuermann sought, purchased, and kept these publications as souvenirs or mementos of his crimes, serving as a reminder of the events that occurred throughout the murders of each victim. Based on the foregoing, Rex Heuermann is now charged with the murders of 7 victims. Of note, 2 independent laboratories have forensically linked evidence from 6 of 7 crime scenes to defendant Heuermann, members of his immediate family, or individuals with whom he resided. Second, the HK planning documents, creation in 2000, the same year Valerie Mack was murdered, as well as its description of DS1, or the first dump site, as Mill Road, which is where the remains of Miss Mack were discovered, further emphasizes the document's relevance to the Valerie Mack homicide investigation. Furthermore, the dismemberment of Miss Mack's right leg, where she had a tattoo of her son's name, was clearly intended to inhibit the identification of Miss Mack, which is corroborated by the HK planning document in its presence. Where did that go? I was just reading it. And mutilation of Jessica Taylor's tattoo in similar fashion. Finally, the Gilgo Homicide Task Force members believe that Rex Heuermann possession of numerous publications relating to not only the Gilgo 4, but also Sandra Castilla, Valerie Mack, and Jessica Taylor indicates that defendant attempts to remind himself of the events that occurred throughout the murders of each victim, revealing Rex Heuermann's utter lack of disregard or remorse. Utter lack of disregard. So what does that mean? That's like too many negatives there. A lack of disregard. What does that mean? A lack of disregard? I don't know. As an idiot myself, you'd think I'd be interested in this channel, since I can relate to how everybody here thinks, but ironically, I'm not interested in this channel in the slightest. Yeah, I'm not interested in you either, Elkar. You seem like an absolute moron. Thanks for showing up, though. If convicted on the current charges, defendant Rex Heuermann faces multiple sentences of life without parole. What an idiot. These people think they're so clever with their comments. As an idiot myself, you'd think I'd be interested in a channel, since I can relate to how everyone here thinks. I mean, because you're saying that they're all idiots, Elkar? Well, I can just tell you this for certain. You are as dumb as a box of rocks. Whenever you look in the mirror, you must realize that. And you're ashamed of yourself, so you came in here and you tried to diss on everybody else. Yeah. Well, that's it for Valerie Mack. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of a double negative like that. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I watched they'll make a comment like, "No, Gray, I'm really smart. I had an IQ test. I'm part of Mensa." Okay, well, I don't believe you. I think you're as dumb as a box of rocks. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Courtney, for the buy me a coffee. He took the time to type that mess. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. So crazy. God. Wow. Anyways, I think what we'll do is now that we have that one in there, then we'll go over the whole thing another time. I don't want to start something because it's kind of a big... I've got all the PDF files. Remember how complicated that stuff is? I think the key in the case, though, is I think is that the one? Amber Costello. Hers was really big. Like the sightings and the... I think she's the one where he drives back and, you know, it was a trick. Like they stole his money, basically. The boyfriend shows up and he leaves, but then she decided to go with him anyways, like the next day or something. Oh, Jesus. And then he killed her. Yeah, I remember the cherries one. Yeah, we know, Regina. Everybody knows that. I'm not sure why you keep, like, spamming. Let's see. Don't ask me why they just impression yet. Yeah, no, Costello. I just said it. I just told you that. Right there. I just showed you. It was Amber Costello right there. See that? Yeah, but we already said it in chat like 5 different times tonight. That the, you know, Valerie Mack was found right here. Her head and 2 different bags were found here. And then another bag that was found 11 years prior up in Manorville over here. Right there in the woods. See that? I bet he gave it to her. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I bet he gave it to her. Okay, Regina. But we'd already talked about it many times. She's talking about cherries as somebody else. Oh, yeah. Well, he convinced her, like, well, you still owe me, you know. And yeah. Then he shows up and then she disappears. Well, I don't know, you guys. I don't think I'm gonna go do something else. Watch TV or something. Maybe It's a Wonderful Life is on. It seems like we have such difficulty these days reaching the goal, though. It's just so, like, these long, drawn out, 45 minutes, hour. I don't get it. I don't see what I'm putting the same effort in, you know. Let's see. Yeah. Yep, her name was Costello, yep. That's alright. Or maybe we could do the newspapers.com game. Maybe that'll do something. No, there's no possibility, Mike. They were in bags. And what? I don't even get the question. It's like they know that, right? I mean... All right, let's try to... How about this, you guys? How about tonight's newspapers.com? It's actually for raising super chats, okay? So you get to throw out guesses. Those are the only ones I'm going to look up, are the super chats. And maybe let's try to find other victims of Rex Heuermann. How about that? All right. So who's doing it? Got to figure out a way to try to raise the funds. You know, it's just. All right. What is it? So you guys have to come up with phraseology. Hey, thanks, Kim W. Like a search, the way it would show up in a newspaper that might lead to another victim of his. Okay? Unknown. So maybe we could limit the area to like New York and New Jersey, or maybe just New York, right? New York. And then we'll do a date range between, so 1993, Heuermann must have been 30 years old or something. So I would say like 1989 to 2022. There you go. Now it's up to you guys. You send in the super chats with your guesses. All right. And these are words, like you type in a phrase like, something connected, dismembered body, etc., etc. That's what he'd like to do. Wow, we're really just humming along here, you guys. Really humming along. Yeah. Maybe we'll put New Jersey in there too. All right, you guys gonna do this, or what are we doing? I mean, nobody's even typed a word in like 10 minutes. Maybe I'm frozen. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, no, we're still. Hello. Yeah, I mean, YouTube has this weird thing. I have to like restart my chat sometimes. Well, this used to be something that people like to do. But anyways, I'm going to take off, you guys. So thank you to Who's Your Mama, Elaine Talling, Tim Bray with the cat eye. Thank God for that one. And then K-Me, Brian Meadows, Ali Cake, Plato, Michelle H, Georgina Stoliker, Brian Meadows, M. Jordan Jarding, Mike Fitzpatrick, a new member, then Tim Bray again, and then Employee of the Month, then Double Play Dog Dude, Herbert Landscaping, then he gifted a membership, Tim Bray gifted a membership, then Bren Manak, M. Jordan Jarding, BGPO, Georgina Stoliker, Alley Cake, Meg's Lost Password, Herbert Landscaping, and Kim W. Well, okay, at the buzzer, something came in. Wait, hold on. Everyone's screen froze. Oh, here's one. Okay. Oh, I thought you guys were just didn't want to play. So. Well, there you go. That should be a pretty good one. And then maybe people can... Yeah, I was just thought you guys were just not into it. Maybe you aren't. Bodies may point to same killer. Well, look at that one. Dismembered female body found in Medford last year, bearing striking similarities to the case of another female found murdered in Westchester dumpster. He mentioned dumpsters. 2 years earlier, may point to the same killer. This is 95. Remember, Costello was killed in 93. Maybe this is that other killer. What was that other guy's name? Who was the one that they thought killed Costello all those years but didn't? I keep getting that thing too, where the chat just sort of... I have to restart my chat a lot. Oh, thanks, GGT. The Bitrol, right. Yeah, I wonder if that's this guy. A Suffolk Department of Public Works employee found a woman's body December 7th as he cleared litter at the end of a small roadway in a wooded area off Long Island Avenue in Medford. Wow, what are the odds? Long Island Avenue. You know. Let's see where that is. Now it's down here. That's kind of interesting. Because that 112, that green, that's like a time or something connected to Heuermann. He was driving in that area at some point. And while putting out the trash one morning in June of 1992, employees from a row of stores in Yonkers found the body of a white female in a dumpster behind the buildings. Like the unidentified woman found last year in Suffolk, both her arms were cut off. Well, look at that, you guys. I mean, so Bitrol did similar things, right? And so this is 95. Like the unidentified woman found last year in Suffolk, both her arms were cut off, as well as her left leg. Probably tattoos on there. Both women also died from blunt force trauma to the head and were killed elsewhere and dumped. That's kind of like him. I'm not sure about the blunt force trauma. Usually when you get a homicide like this, where the arms have been severed, somebody is trying to stall the investigation. See? Just as said, typically when homicide victims are not reported missing, it may be that they are from outside of the locality, or these causes are prostitutes. Boom, same thing. At this point, I'm not prepared to conclusively link this homicide to any other in the county. The body found in Suffolk was stuffed into a plastic garbage can. It had been at the site at least a few days, and possibly as long as a week, before it was discovered, police said. The woman was white, 5 feet tall. Jesus, this is like exactly... See, I just got kicked out right now from my chat. It says something like not enough memory. 5 feet tall and 135 pounds. Her shoulder length reddish brown hair may have been dyed. A red heart tattooed on her left shoulder had Adrian inscribed. Isn't that a Bitrol one? On a white ribbon wrapped around it. Police believe she was between 20 and 40 years old. And this other one, though, is with had black hair, 5'7", 115, so she's skinny. Between November 1993 and January 94, the bodies of 3 women, 2 of whom had a history of prostitution, were found in East I don't know if it's like, I can't even pronounce that, near C and Brook at Haven. It's the same. What about this one? A man and a woman have been arrested in connection with the death of a 25-year-old female. Dismembered body parts were found in Bronx. Well, anybody else playing, you guys? We've got the one guess, and then there's no more guesses. Got 20 officers assigned to the case. An unidentified woman, dismembered, has been found in a trash bin. That's the one in 92. Outside a commercial printing shop. Hmm. Two 2006. Here, let's just, what's his, Bitrov, what's his first name? Regina. I can get it. John Bitrov. Who the hell did he took out, let's see. So he has 2 confirmed victims, and it was 93, 94. Oh, look at Costello body was... Why are they putting her name there? Get rid of it. It's unrelated. Yeah, I mean, just... Why even have that here at all? Body was found on January 30th, 1994, Shirley, New York, also in Suffolk County. Believed by authorities to be a sex worker. She was beaten, strangled to death, and left naked in the woods. Was found dead. You know, that's interesting because those other ones aren't that.
Chewbacca?
Oh, it's alright.
Sorry, my comments were coming through so late and making no sense, but keep getting kicked off of here tonight.
Do you guys always get kicked off of my shows? Or what? I mean, it's so strange because I keep losing... My chat goes out often. You know, and you know what sucks is when you ask YouTube, they go, hey, record it. And it's like, what do you mean record it? Just, I can do a screen grab. I've had this going on for a while, this thing with the losing connection with the chat. Yeah, that first set was pretty interesting up there. Yeah, that one very, very well could be Heuermann right there. Especially the one that's after 93. Not the dumpster one. And this one was maybe too tall. You know, like later he kept refining. Hey, Plato, come on. We're trying to figure out Heuermann victims. Right? So do it again. Give me another one. Oh, yeah? Maybe I'll have to check on that. Oh, really weird. You have to log back in when a chat comes on? What if you can't you just skip the ad when it's on the screen? You just see this, then you skip it. You hit a button. Huh. Weird. What the hell is YouTube doing? Is it only my channel? Like, I don't know if you guys watch other live streams, but Lillian's gonna have nightmares. Yeah, only 38 to reach. Well, it's 38. If you guys reach the 38 more to reach the goal, then I donate 5 memberships to people out there that don't have them. That's 25 from me. She had a butterfly on her. Was she ever identified? That one? Let's see. 1994 woman found in Yonkers with butterfly tattoo. I don't know. A dismembered female body found in Medford last year. So 94. See, that would be after Costello was identified. He might have dismembered somebody, you know, to try to keep them from being identified so quickly. Really? Who are you against all logic? I haven't seen you make a comment the entire night. Yeah, well, it says 95 is the article, but 94, that's over here, is this one. Between November 1993 and January 1994, the bodies of 3 women, 2 of whom had a history of prostitution, were found in East let's see. East Patch Goo, or whatever the hell it is. Yeah, I mean, look at these. They're all done like that one. And then, what's the other place? North Sea. That's right there. Right next to... Well, that must be what they're talking... Oh, yeah, you know what? I think these 3 victims are ones considered to be Bitrol. Because there's 3, right? And that's what was listed on that page for him. Except I don't think he dismembered anybody. Let's see if that's in here. Let me just type in the word. No, the word dismember doesn't show up on there. Doesn't mean he didn't, but look, November 1993. There's the January. McNamee. That's who that is. January 30th. See right there? It said right there, between November 1993 and January of 1994. And so you've got November 1993, that's Rita Tangretti. And then you've got Colleen McNamee, that's January. And then they also had Sandra Castilla up there, which is interesting because she's November 20th. So she's after this one, but before this one. And that was just Rex Heuermann jumping in the middle. Or maybe those other killings were actually Rex Heuermann, not him. That's weird. He was a suspect in the Long Island serial killings. How crazy. So I guess those aren't them. So what did you come up with, Plato? Did you get one? Yeah. Man, I actually saw Gummo on. I watched this fishing channel. He was on there, trolling that guy. Man, it was like, what's his name? Yeah, Drew Looking Fishy. I always watch that. You know, just fly fishing out in the middle of nowhere. I was like, what the hell, Gummo? What are you doing over here? Oh, cool. Against all logic. I haven't seen you in the chat too much. But it's only my channel, huh? It's weird. Maybe I should leave this on the screen right here, and you guys will be able to see when it happens over here, and then maybe I can take that clip. Maybe I'll start recording, and maybe it'll happen again. No, I know you said the cat best. We're looking for a Heuermann victim, Plato. That's why we did it. Yeah, it was you, because you had the same icon and everything. Yeah, so fly fishing channel. Like, he goes to these places where remote areas, and he doesn't like to give away where he's fishing because he wants to keep it kind of pristine, you know. But then you said, Google Earth, man. You know, there's something like, hey, I can figure out, you know, or whatever it was, something about using Google Earth. Huh. Well, that's interesting. If it's only my channel, I don't know what's going on. But I want to record this on the screen over here, because it happens to me quite a bit where it just sort of locks up for no reason. Really? Yeah, because maybe those are Heuermann's victims. Maybe Bitrol didn't do a damn thing. But right around the exact same time, same areas. Hey, welcome, LA. Okay, well, Plato's she's not gonna play the right way, so I'll just have to go get her and just try to see what hers came up with. I know she did that to avoid. They don't type like that. I don't think there's going to be one. I mean, Plato was. I think Plato was imitating Zozo with that one. Just something. It's already bad, but then you add the ice pick at the end. Yeah, like for me, that's what it says for my chat. It crashes. It hasn't done it in a while, ironically. Well, now we are 38 away from the goal. Let's see, maybe that's 25. How about, maybe it's only about 20 if I add in the new memberships. Yeah, it's been happening to me for weeks as well. Is it like that for everybody in here? Or not? I like that Drew looking fishy guy. Oh. Well, maybe, okay, so he might not have known that you were commenting, because he put your comment in one of his videos, Gummo. He thought you were talking about him, I think. What type of questions? Well, I'm looking for, you're doing a Google...
questions I'm looking for?
Like you're doing a newspaper search, but you're trying to find a Rex Heuermann victim. And you know all the different things, right? He used rope, like he bound them, he decapitated, dismembered, but he started doing that at a certain point. I think after Costello is when he started dismembering and getting rid of tattoos and identification marks. Because his victims are sex workers who have fingerprints in law enforcement databases. He probably didn't think about that right at the beginning. I'm not sure who Costello was, though, if she was or not. Sandra Castilla, 1993. So here we go, look. The body of a partly clothed woman found in Southampton Woods Saturday has been identified as that of Sandra Castilla, 28, but police yesterday said they need help in finding her family and acquaintances to learn more about her. Police said Castilla's last known address was on Gates Avenue in Ridgewood, Queens, but that information was about a year old. What's going on? Hey, alright. Thanks for joining. Oh, did we get somebody gifted some memberships? Oh, look at that. Judy Grandstand gifted 5. Awesome. Till somebody who cares about her comes forward, that's what we're stuck with. We don't have any recent address on her, or do we have any information on where her family may be. We're obviously looking for somebody who knows of her. Costello had been arrested last year for jumping a subway turnstile, Gearsett said. Detectives matched her fingerprints with those found in police records. That was on November 23rd. What? This is, okay, so this is in here regarding 3 slays, could be work of 1 killer. Yeah, that's weird. I wonder if those other 2, especially the one that was dismembered, if that's not Bitrov's. Oh, there he goes. There's the man charged in 1990s murders. He also said authorities were investigating whether Bitrov may have been responsible for the death of a 3rd woman, 28-year-old Sandra Castilla, whose body was found in a similar state of those of Tranghetti and McNamee. Bitrov's not charged. Man, that's crazy. So maybe McNamee and Tangretti are actually Rex Heuermann's victims. Wouldn't that be amazing? But I don't know. They must have other information. That's 2014, July. I mean, how many Bitrofs? Wait, what? Partially clothed by what's this story about? Old murders are revisited. Yeah, I always like these articles because there's these cases that nobody's seen in so long. Hey, thanks Kim W. Appreciate it. Alright. Well, we're not quite at the digital number, but I guess I'll gift the 5 memberships. Anyways, there we go. Sweet, there we go. Yeah, now my chat's not freezing anymore. Old Mer. So what are these ones? Who's this one? Angela Natarajan, found murdered in her Dix Hills home in 1996. Sandra Castilla, 28. Jesse Lillibridge, 29. Of police investigating her death said Lillibridge was beaten several times in her bedroom in August 1997 as her mother slept upstairs. There were no signs of sexual assault or forced entry into the home. She had an order of protection against the man at the time of her death. He was not arrested. Well, you know who did it then. It's pretty obvious. Patrick Zumo. His wife Alice owned the Italian restaurant. He was found shot to death in his car in the parking lot. Where is the guy? Where's his name? On Monday, okay, John Bitrol. Oh, there's an L in there. It's not. Okay. John Bitrolf. Is that right? Bittrolff. Okay. July 23rd, August 1st, New York man charged in 2 deaths. Long Island hooker slays match handiwork of bludgeon beast from 1990s. So yeah, because he did do it a little differently with beating. John Bitrol, 51, who received consecutive 25 years to life sentences for 2 murders, may have more blood on his hands. The first 10 sets of remains believed to be the work of 1 or more serial killers in Gilgo Beach area. See, they're kind of thinking he might be connected to Gilgo Beach at this time. Well, it wasn't. That wasn't Tim. So now it makes you wonder about the 2 that were connected to him. I'd like to know what evidence they had connecting him to his 2 victims. That'd be pretty interesting, I think. Huh? Oh, I can't see the comments again. I don't know. I didn't read the part about the shoe. Let's see. Does it have that? No, the word shoe isn't in there. Bitrol was convicted of killing 2 women and was a suspect in the death of a 3rd. Brother's DNA points police to man charged in 1990s Long Island slings. Oh, so they must have. A relative DNA pointed police to a man arrested Monday as being held without bail in 2 Long Island, New York murder cases from the 90s. John Bitrol, 48, a construction worker from Manorville, who is married with 2 children, is charged with second-degree murder in the slayings of 2 women, authorities said. The bodies of Colleen McNamee, 20, and Rita Tangredi, 31, were found similarly posed in wooded areas of East Pachaqua and Shirley in late 1993 and early 1994. Both suffered head injuries from being beaten and were strangled, and their killer allegedly kept what prosecutors described as a unique piece of clothing. There you go. Maybe that was it, according to the Associated Press. That was probably the shoe, maybe. Attorney Harry Tillis represents Bitrol and disputed the charges against his client. He isn't clear whether Bitrol entered a plea at his district court arraignment. There's no evidence or investigatory link between these murders, Spoda told the AP, referring to the 2 sets of slayings. The manner in which these bodies were found is very unique and very different from the Gilgo crime scene. However, the Tillis challenged the DNA evidence in court Tuesday, pointing to information provided to the judge by Assistant District Attorney Robert B., who said a crime lab in Suffolk was able to enhance DNA samples from the McNamee and Tangredi scene, according to Newsday. Changed evidence does not make a strong case. The DNA is appealed for information from the public, the DA, not DNA, that could bolster the government's case. So, I don't know what happened with that guy. Oh, you got him? Oh, cool, Zoza. Send me a picture of you holding the mug on Facebook. All right, I won't share it, but I just want to see it. Very cool, very cool. I'm glad they finally made it through all the oceans. Crazy. I think I sent 3 of them, didn't I? I just wanted to make sure that you kept having one if one broke or something. Yeah. There probably are more male victims out there that they haven't associated. Maybe I only sent 2 then. I don't know. I thought I sent 3 though. Maybe one will show up later. Well, it didn't say shoe though, but maybe that came out later. Be interesting to have like the database the police have, because there's probably a whole bunch of cases out there. There's probably a lot of missing sex workers as well. I don't think the Gilgo Beach bodies would have ever been found other than the fact that Shannon Gilbert just happened to be, she was missing and they found them because of that. Oh, very cool. Well, you can tell them what, if you want to tell them what's on it, that'd be cool. Hey, did you see my, the thing I got that Chris got me for blue? Look at this. Look at this cool thing. Look at it. You can't, well, there's a light that goes on it right here. Hold on. Maybe that works better if I do it like that. It's like blue, a 3D blue in there. Look, you can see them right there, look. It has this light on it. And there's actually like a 3D element to it. But look at, there he is, everybody. Yee! Blue's always sitting right next to me right there. Here, I'll try to do the same thing I did earlier. Right there. Ah, look at that. Ah, he's right there. You can see that. It makes me sad sometimes. Yeah, there's depth to it. You know, it's kind of like, that's not fully like a whole dog in there, but, definitely has. There he is. Blue. Hoo-hoo. Oh, Blue. You're awesome. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Now he's just sitting right here next to me. And Benny's starting to come around a little bit, Oh, I don't know if I'm connected to my Wi-Fi. Let me try this. If I do, maybe it'll connect back to the... No. Not there.
Hello and welcome. This is Gray Hughes.
What happened? Hello and welcome. Yeah, Benny, he's sort of kind of, you can touch his mouth area now. He used to just be like, he just gets really upset really fast. A bobblehead. Yeah. It's kind of a neat thing. I wish I'd done that at all my other dogs. I guess I still could, right? Find a picture of them. I'm not sure I have too many of Petro. I gotta tell you, that Petro, did I ever told you about Petro? He was my first dog. You know, from a long time ago. Petro was pretty, he was a Pomeranian. I had 3 Pomeranians in a row, then got Blue. I like those little dogs, and their Pomeranians are so sweet and nice, you know. But anyways, Petro, man. I mean, I'm not making this stuff up. He actually did this thing where when you know chicken pot pies, you know those one, you know, from the store, and you have the plate and it's got the gravy on the end. Sometimes I'd let him eat it, and he would like lay on it and be like, no, you know, like if he tried to even touch it, if he was eating that gravy. Only the gravy though. But the weirdest part was when you're holding him and you're clipping his nails, right? You're clipping his nails. Somebody must have got into the quick one time, because now this is what he would do. He'd go, if you just barely touched his paw, he'd do that. Like you just start touching his paw, and he'd go, weirdest sound you've ever heard in your life. Okay. And what was the other one? Oh yeah, and then one time, it was like 1992 or so. I was living in an apartment with my brother and his now wife. Are you guys still there? It's like he is dead as a doornail again. We were during Christmas time. You know how people put the candy canes around the tree? I'm not sure it was PTSD, but it was the weirdest sound you've ever heard in your life. We imitate it every time we get together. But it was a Christmas tree and had all the candy canes hanging around on it. And I went to work and I came back after work and I was looking for Petro. He wouldn't answer. And I came around a corner and he was in the living room and he was just mowing that. He just had like between his paws a candy cane. He was just eating it. He was in it like sugar or coma, something like that. Just sitting there going, you know, just eating it. He just kept eating. And there was like the shards of candy canes. He like destroyed about 50 of these things. And they were all over his big mane. They were just candy cane, you know, there's little parts everywhere. And I really couldn't get angry because it was cute looking. It was just hilarious. But he had the candy canes all over his mane. Yeah. It was wild. He was only 10 years old and he died getting his teeth cleaned, if you can believe that. Didn't make it out of the teeth cleaning surgery. That sucked. And at that time, I think I had Lily and maybe Rocky. For just a little bit of time, they were all together. Lily and Rocky. And Lily was the one that lived 17 years. 2 of the years were out of my own selfishness, you know. I got this great picture of Petro and Lily's a puppy, and Petro were out at my parents' old property, and they're walking down this little road together from behind. You're looking at them, and they're walking right next to each other, just kind of away. You know, what adventure they were going to go on, you know. Ah, there you go. See, Dana, they love that stuff, man. Yeah, if you got dogs, you gotta put your candy canes up a little higher. You know, they don't get to be the ground fringe. Well, if you put them up, I would just not put them on the tree. Because a bigger one will jump up and try to grab it and knock over the tree, probably. Not mine, Gray. You see, I taught mine to Okay, well, that's cool. Oh, and also thanks earlier to Linda Howe, Courtney, Lisa Valenzuela, Ali K, and Aga Gaga on the Buy Me a Coffee. And then just recently on this newer activity, we have Kim W. I gifted 5, then Judy Grandstrand gifted 5, then Georgina Stoliker, L.A. Plato said decapitated with an ice pick through the eye. Yeah, that's not going to come up with one of Rex Heuermann's victims. Maybe, though. I mean... But anyways, thanks Plato and all the other mods. They sent me some dog gifts, and then Stacy Galloway, who wrote the book, I think it was called Death of Nine, Dyatlov Pass. We did a whole series on that. That was cool as hell. Remember that? She sent me like a Christmas flower basket. Our demon cat climbs. Yeah, jeez. Yeah, that would be pretty tough, I think. Especially if you have anything that moves, man. Those cats will get up there and take it out. Yeah, I always tell people the coolest thing that Blue used to do, well, first he would get on that treadmill, and he liked it. Tails waggling, thought it was fun, you know. And then the other thing was that we played a soccer with a ball, and he'd catch it, and then he'd throw the ball back. He would take his 2 paws and shove the ball back so you could try to kick it by him again. See, it seemed like a little different level at that point. It wasn't just a normal, like a dog, you know. Yeah, that treadmill video, when I look at that one, that's the one that makes me sad. Because he looks so young and happy. He's only like 2.5, 3 years old at the time. Oh my God. Again, Gray sounds like Norm Macdonald. Ah, Jesus. I don't think I sound like him at all. I've listened to him. If I thought it sounded like me, I could probably hear it. But hell, maybe I do. I just don't know it, you know? Anyways, I thought we got through some good stuff tonight. We got through the whole Valerie Mack situation. Now we know exactly where the bodies were found, you know, so it was like Valerie Mack and Jessica Taylor were both in 2000 and in 2003, their torsos were found in bags up in Manorville, and then during the search for Shannon Gilbert, both of their heads and limbs and so forth were found down in the Gilgo Beach area, and then also, you know, interestingly, Peaches will be one of his victims for sure, and the toddler is also on Gilgo Beach, and that's related to Peaches. So I don't know why they're taking so long. Well, we know now. I mean, they've tried to figure it out. As a matter of fact, they've done genetic genealogy. I bet you they were first, and they tried to do it on Peaches and, you know, or the child. They figured out a long time ago that Peaches and the child were connected. I guess I didn't realize a long time ago that they were. I don't remember what I was thinking back in the day. I thought the two were found sort of near each other, but they weren't. Anyways, so they probably tried genetic genealogy because I guess apparently there's an African American component to them, They aren't represented in the databases as much because they don't do the like 23andMe as often, nor upload to GEDmatch for doing identification. That's what those people use. Like GEDmatch and Ancestry DNA. Or no, it's Family Tree DNA. That one. So apparently they probably tried to find it. Remember, that's the case where they wanted to know if anybody, like there's some names that they came up with. Well, I think maybe in Georgia, was that right? We talked about this the other night. Well, all right, that's what I said, Regina. I just said that. Alabama, okay, yeah. So it's like there's a. I think that's the last sort of on their genealogical tree. They came up with those people's names, and they want to find those people and anybody else to get the connection to who these people are. I just think it's incredible that there isn't somebody out there that knew somebody that had a toddler that just disappeared. Isn't there anybody out there that knows that, for God's sakes? I mean, it's just so ridiculous. That's the part that's the most bothersome, right, Regina? Like, you'd think that there'd just be somebody out there that would be, oh, wow, I have somebody that was missing. Man, I kind of remember those earrings, too. And except there's nobody that's come forward. Especially when you mentioned the Alabama thing. What are you talking about, Zozo? I don't know. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Doesn't seem related. Well, of course he's going to be tied to the Asian man. Rex Heuermann is connected to every single person. Every body that's found on Gilgo Beach is one of his, okay? 100%. I've been saying this since the beginning, and every 5 months or so, another one of them gets added to the list, okay? Every single one of them. I remember when I said it was a Gilgo 4, people go, oh, okay, those, yeah, but there's somebody else did the other ones. Okay, now there's 7 of them. Okay, so 3 of the others have been connected because it's just not rational to think that, oh yeah, there's this other serial killer dumping bodies exactly in the same place he's dumping bodies. And I think there's dozens of victims out there. Dozens. I think they just happen to find this dumping ground right here. I think there's other dumping grounds at different places that he used that hasn't been discovered. Like Manorville could have been a place that nobody ever stumbled upon. Gilgo Beach, they never would have stumbled upon. Now, if they were going to build that extra road that they put in there, it might have came out during that time frame. Because they put this little side sort of bike path thing over there that was right where the bodies were. Now, I don't know if they put those there to sort of, memory of the bodies or what they were doing when they put that bike path there. No, yeah, but the legs, the shoes that come in with feet, that's sort of a common thing when somebody drowns or, dies and falls in the water. And after decomposition, the body starts breaking apart, and then the feet stay inside the shoe, and then the shoe floats to the surface. Just like that lake, like in Canada, all those shoes coming ashore with feet in them, with bones. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is without Shannon Gilbert, they wouldn't have found those other bodies unless they were building that road that they did put in there. You see it now if you go down there. Or let's use Google Maps because it's much more dramatic in terms of showing you what I want to show you. So if we go down to Street View here, that road right there is where the bodies were, basically, right in here, right? Because if you go back and you go to like 2021, 20, let's do 2019. Okay, see, now it's not there. See that? This is what it looked like, but didn't really look like that. It looked like this. So he would throw bodies over there, but now there is a road. So maybe this is about the same distance away. See how that's already kind of like in 2007 almost looked like they were. Yeah, so I guess that's possible. These bushes over here. Oops, I got something on the screen. Can't see. Yeah, you see how there's a road that comes right there, but I think these might be in the same place, actually. So back then he would pull over probably and then throw the bodies. So I guess they could still not be discovered. Does not look, well, comes in right there, and then it seems like right outside of it, though, on the new little bike path here. Well, let's see. You can see that tree there, right? So those must be, wait, there's that house back there. Let's see if we can. All right, let's do this house. How about right there? Does that work? Okay, that house is that one. It's a different kind of camera. Yeah, so I think it looks like, okay, bush, is that right? Maybe, yeah, maybe they were knocked, those are cut down, but apparently they were like 50 feet into the bushes. So, I don't know, I think it's still possible they might not have ever been found. That looks so much closer, though, doesn't it? That building right there. See, that's a different kind of camera. And then watch. Yeah, it's totally different. I guess that one looks like they did a reconstruction or built a home right there. That wasn't there. See, because that's that one. Alright, you guys. I think that's going to do it for the show tonight. Thank you for being here, and for those who help support the channel. Pretty much, basically got to the goal with the memberships and everything. I am heading out. But I appreciate everybody being here, and so are you guys interested in going back through the start from the Rex Heuermann other documents where you go from the beginning, when he was first arrested and they have all this information, like how he was caught and everything like that. I think that'd be pretty interesting. Do you guys want to do that, or? I'd like to, because I don't remember it now. Yep, I need one too, Benny. Hey, Benny, hey, look at that. Sweet. All right. Well, I thanked everybody earlier. I appreciate it. I guess we could do, I don't know if you want to do one of the old school flybys, you know. I did say that. That was part of my, we didn't reach that goal, though. At the top of the screen. We got 7 out of 20. So I guess I can't. I could do the one at the beach again, though. That's always a cool, calmer. Let's just hope a troll doesn't show up. How about we do the beach flyby one? Or is that too long? You don't have to watch it either, but the beach one makes me like calm. All right. Well, thanks everybody for being here. And let me go get that. There it is. All right. Ah, don't you all feel so much better now? Listen to the waves. Feel the wind. Hey, hold on. Sorry, I think this is the lowest setting you could... Oh, look at that, 720. Here it is. 4K is what this sucker is. There we go. Mavic Mini with a headset where I could actually, this is me, I felt like I was a bird, just sitting in a lounge chair.